Hi, it's Julie here from Soul Sparklets Art, and I wanted to talk to you about a certain favorite marker type that you probably have at home or in the art room, and I'm going to teach you a couple really fun ways to use it. First, really important, there's a huge difference between these two types of markers. First, this is an alcohol marker, and what that means is the water isn't going to move it at all. This is called a water-based marker. Now, we don't go around calling Crayola water-based markers, but they are water-based. And that means when we add water, things can happen. And I'm going to show you three fun ways to use these. One you probably know, but the other two may surprise you. So you don't want the alcohol markers for this. You're going to want the water-based markers. I'm going to be teaching you how to do these really fun techniques as well as get this kind of effect using just markers alone. Now, one thing to know is there's a lot of different water-based markers that you can use, and I'll be showing you how they all turn out when you apply water to them. But we have the basic Crayola. We also have things like Super Tips, which are the thinner Crayola. These both work great. There's Faber-Castell. There are the markers that you just find at the store. And if they don't say alcohol based, chances are very high they are water based, but you're going to want to test them. I'm going to show you how in this video. And I hope you're going to have as much fun learning some more about markers and what you can do. Ready? Let's go. The first way we can use watercolor markers is just to color. So this is a not a water-based marker, but this is an alcohol marker, the Sharpie. So I'm going to put that cap back on, and then we're just talking about coloring. Now, these are the different types here of markers, and everyone is kind of familiar with this style of coloring. Now, we know that when we color in this way, we can really wear out our markers fairly quickly. We get a lot of opportunity for markers to have the caps left off. We have a lot of opportunity for blue markers, especially when you get kids that are coloring the sky or the ocean, and eventually they, run out of stamina or the markers are just used too often, and you're always probably looking for more blue. So this one is just color. Water-based markers are great, and I'm going to just put that as part one. Now, you might think, I know how to do that already. Is there anything else that I can do with these markers? Absolutely, and that's where it gets really, really fun. Now, they're called water-based markers for a reason. Now, the first thing we want to do is we really want to test them out because markers perform very differently with water. And we just don't know how that's going to be. So first I want to show you this alcohol marker. So I'm going to go ahead and leave a streak right there. And I'm going to come and do a couple more lines with some markers. So this is a regular Crayola here, not a Crayola washable, but just a regular Crayola. So I'm just going to leave a line like that. And then I'm going to get one of these, which are called the Crayola Super Tips. These are kind of one of my favorites. These turn into water or turn into paint really, really easy. So I'm going to leave a line there. We have a Faber-Castell marker. I'll try that one. I have a highlighter. Why not, right? It doesn't say that it's alcohol based, so we always want to try out our markers to see what's going to happen. And finally, we have Tombows. Now this, if you're looking for a level up, this is your level up water-based marker. Okay, so I have a paintbrush with some water here, and I want to show you what they are going to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is paint over this line right here, and nothing happens. This is a Sharpie. Now, any of your alcohol markers are going to perform the same way, which means they're not going to do anything. The marker line is going to stay right there. Now, for this one, this is my regular Crayola. Look what happens here. I'm starting to turn it into paint. Now, if I want to, I can pick up this color and I can actually come over here and use it to paint part of my mushroom. I'm going to go ahead and rinse my brush because I'm working with yellow next. So let's see what the Super Tips does. There we go. We have paint. Again, we can use it and we can bring it into a painting that we've done. I'm going to show you another thing that you can do with step 2, but I definitely want to show you how some of these markers are going to work differently than others. So Faber-Castell, we have, sometimes you just need to kind of what's called agitating it. So we're just kind of bringing it around. I'm going to do our highlighter last because I know the Tombos are known for this. Now look at how it's still being a little stubborn and leaving a line there. So just depending on the color and the type here, there are some that you're not going to see the line at all, and some you are. So this is something to keep in mind. So here's our highlighter, and even our highlighter is giving us a very, 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 very tiny bit of color there. So we don't have to pick the color up from here and use it on our drawing. We can actually do something different. So when we're talking about 2, which is use as paint. So let's draw another mushroom, shall we? Very simple mushroom character here. Let's see, we'll make this one really excited to learn a new technique. And let's add in some of these rings. Okay, this one's excited and a little bit surprised. So if I don't want to color it all the way in like this, one of the things that I can do is, and I'm gonna bring out, I'm gonna bring out this marker, and I don't want to spend all this time. So I'm just actually going to color around these circles here. And that's literally as much coloring as I need to do. And then what I can do is I can actually take the paint and just kind of use it and spread it around just like this. And you end up with some really pretty lights and shadows. So if you're painting like this, you're just going to get the solid paint. If you want there to be some shadows around the areas where you did your lines, this is a really great way to go. Or what you do is you can scribble on the side, and then you can take that color and come back in and use it to paint your mushroom. Okay, we're going to move on to number 3, which is always the most surprising and fun way to use these water-based markers. Okay, number 3, we're going to call a foil print. So we're going to say 3, and we're going to foil print. Now you are going to need aluminum foil for this one, and you can get as, ornate, as complicated with your drawing as you want. But what you're going to do is you're going to draw it with Sharpie, or any alcohol-based marker is going to work really well here. So I'm going to, let's say, I'm going to draw this mushroom a little bit bigger here. One of my mushroom characters. I'll give this one some eyelashes like this. Let's see. This one's holding some coffee. Get some feet in there. Okay. Now I'm not going to use my markers to color this in the way that I did with these other 2. I'm going to use something very, very different. So I'm going to go ahead and put my marker cap on. And then what I'm going to get out, I'm going to set this aside. So I'm going to move that to the side, and I'm going to get out this stuff. So we have aluminum foil. Now, when I get out the aluminum foil, I'm going to get a sheet of it that's approximately the same size as whatever I've drawn. And I'm going to have fun coloring right on top here. So you want some colors that are going to show up. So I'm going to start, I think, and I like to kind of scribble in the center and do a tie-dye approach. So I have that one. I have some orange. And I'm just kind of scribbling. Get out my pink one. Again, no need to be perfect when you're doing this technique at all. And finally, this is the color that I've been using. I saved it. Just some scribbles there. Okay, cap always goes back on the marker. And we're not going to use this. We're actually going to use this. So we have that spray bottle here, and we're not going to hold it really close because that's just going to be a disaster. We're going to bring it up and we're going to spray it a couple times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of that's it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my mushroom from before. I'm going to get this one and I'm going to flip it on over. I'm going to hold it down like this. I'm going to line my mushroom up with the colors and I'm going to give it a back rub. So we're making a foil print. Now I'm going to scoot this over because I'm going to want to flip my paper right here. I'm going to flip it and take a look at this beautiful foil print. So to sum it up, we can use water-based markers in 3 really fun ways. First, we can simply just color. Second, we can use it as paint. And third, we can make a foil print to make some really beautiful tie-dye effects just with aluminum foil and a spray bottle. I hope you enjoyed learning how to use water-based markers. Make sure to like and subscribe for more tips on having fun with art for kids.